Ready?
Ready.
And welcome to Nerd Talk.
Yeah. Nerd Talk. It felt weird not doing it.
All right.
I had to yell.
Nerd Talk!
See, doesn't it just feel right?
It does. It feels better.
Okay.
So this is our season finale.
Our finale.
Season 2, episode...
10.
10?
Technically, because even though we had a couple
we had
that were
some
two-parters.
two-parters in a special.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll probably have some more specials coming up before we get to season 3. But yeah, this is our finale.
This is our finale. I hope you don't miss us.
We have...
Actually, I hope you do miss us. That'd be nice to be missed.
It would.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that later.
Yeah, we have a lot of stuff to talk about. A lot of stuff's happened in the past few weeks. Of course, we're a week behind again, but let's just blame the holidays and stuff.
Holidays and stuff.
And life.
But the main thing... What should we start with? Something small? Something big?
You know what? Teen Titans is
going
into production in 2015 with Nightwing as the...
Which I really enjoy.
Yeah.
I was never a huge Robin fan.
We know. And
no one is.
No.
But Nightwing's actually really cool.
Nightwing is really cool, and I kind of wish we would see him in a movie, but I think, we know how successful Arrow and the Flash are.
So are they, the way they're doing Teen Titans, are they going to keep with the cartoon is pretty popular.
Mm-hmm.
We got to see, is it going to be the same things, like is Cyborg going to be in the Teen Titans TV show as well, since he's going to be in the movies?
That's a good question, actually, because, I know they want to keep the universes separate and all, but it seems weird that they would put somebody like Cyborg in the show.
When he's going to be having some movies.
When he's going to be a major part of the thing. But I mean, Flash is going to be a major part of the cinematic universe too. And
that's true.
They have a show for him, so I don't know. I guess we'll see. It's kind of curious.
Now are they putting... Is Green Arrow going to get into the movies?
In the movies?
Yeah.
Not the actual guy that we know of. We don't know.
But are they having a movie version of him as well?
No, actually, they never had him in the lineup or anything.
Okay.
Surely he popped up in an Avengers movie, or not Avengers.
A Justice League
movie later on, but... I don't know, I guess we'll see. But that's kind of neat. Interesting.
Yeah, that'll be cool. I would check it out.
Yeah.
The cartoon was never too bad.
No. This is more DC TV news, is that David Goyer, who helped write Man of Steel and the Dark Knight movies, and he is working with Sci-Fi to develop a Superman prequel called Krypton.
Is it going to be like Jor-El?
No, apparently it's Jor-El's dad. So
okay,
it follows,
so it's further in the past.
Yeah, it follows the guy who will birth the man who helps, it follows the man who gives birth to the man who births Superman.
Okay, so Superman's granddaddy.
Superman's granddaddy. It's kind of silly, but people really dug that opening sequence on Krypton in Man of Steel.
Yeah.
And they had talked about doing it for a while. But to be perfectly honest, if they're gonna do it, I'd rather follow Jor-El.
I would too. I don't really know much about Clark's grandpa.
No, me neither.
But Jor-El was always a cool character.
Yeah,
I feel like there's a lot they could do with him.
Yeah, and he's a major part, and it would actually, I'd be more interested in seeing him in the years, and then of course when they actually have Superman, when they give birth to Kal-El, would be a big moment in the show.
It would, yeah. So in that way it'd be kind of Gotham-ish.
Yeah. If you think about it, how good would a final episode be?
Where Krypton's destroyed.
Where Krypton's destroyed and they send Kal-El out. That'd be a pretty bitchin' ending.
It would.
So, I don't know. Maybe they'll make some changes along the way and they'll do that.
That's the kind of show that they could actually have an end to.
Yeah, exactly.
Which would be nice.
Yeah, which I guess the only thing is that we would know how it's going to end. But again, if they write the show a certain way where we care about the characters and we're invested, then it doesn't matter. Yeah,
and they could bring in some side characters that you don't really know that well, but you get attached to them.
Yeah, Kal-El could pop up.
Kill them off every now and then.
Yeah. No, I agree. It could be interesting, but we'll see.
Yeah. And I know Sci-Fi's not really that promising of a channel.
No, but I guess it makes sense to have a show like Krypton on that channel. But
yeah,
I don't know. We'll
so we're getting a lot of superhero TV things coming up then.
I know. Yeah.
DC's doing a good job with that. Marvel has their X-Men one.
Segue. Yeah, Marvel has Fox I guess has the X-Men.
Yeah. But it's still a Marvel TV show.
Yeah, and Marvel has their Netflix properties that they're
going to be doing, which it was Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Daredevil, and Iron Fist.
Iron Fist, which we know about Daredevil. We've seen photos from the set.
They have it pretty much cast, and they've started filming, haven't they?
Yeah, that one's supposed to come out next year, and
the one after that's going to be Jessica Jones,
which they've casted.
There were 3 girls that they had in talks for it.
Yeah.
Krysten Ritter, Alexandra Daddario.
From True Detective and the Percy Jackson movies.
Yeah, and the other girl was Teresa Palmer.
Yeah, from Bedtime Stories and Warm Bodies and I'm Number 4.
Yeah.
She was the one I was leaning towards.
I was leaning towards Dario.
Were you really?
I was.
I think both of them had a good look for it. Plus, like, Teresa Palmer they're both, well, her and Alexandra Daddario, they're both like skinny girls who still look like they're in shape, can do stuff, but that's not who they casted. They casted
They went with Krysten Ritter, which was the complete underdog out of the
three. Yeah, I think so too.
She's a decent actress,
yeah,
she just really doesn't have a Jessica Jones look to her at all.
No, she's really skinny. You'll probably know her from Breaking Bad. She was in Breaking Bad for a while as Jesse's girlfriend. And then
the bitch in Apartment
23 or whatever it is, yeah. And she's out of my league, and she's soon to be in Big Eyes this year.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's just really scrawny.
She's going to have to really beef up.
Yeah, like even if she doesn't beef up, my problem is that she doesn't look intimidating, and I just want Jessica Jones to be like a. And even though Teresa Palmer and Alexandra Daddario aren't like big girls, but they both look like they're in shape and still. Yeah. Especially Teresa Palmer. I mean, she's done action roles before.
And it would be nice to have like Marvel of a property of like a strong female lead like that. I mean, they have Black Widow, but
on TV like
that with their own property.
I could go on a whole rant about how I wish they wouldn't cast stick skinny girls in these action roles, and they would cast somebody, But we talked about that when they casted Wonder Woman.
Yeah. And they're going to introduce Luke Cage in the Jessica Jones TV show.
They were saying that he's going to be. He may not be in like every episode, but he might be in like half of her season, and then still have his own season.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool, and it makes sense because we know how they are.
Yeah, because they're like an item.
Yeah.
Have a kid together and everything.
One of the real things that won her the role was that she apparently had good chemistry with Mike Coulter, who I guess is like the guy who might be Luke Cage. That's not confirmed, but I guess. I mean, I imagine if they had him testing with the actresses that he's up for it, which.
I don't really know who I would want for Luke Cage, anyways.
Nah, it's kind of
since they're going with like this younger look with them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, yeah, he's I've never seen him in anything. The only thing I've seen him in were the advertisements for that Halo Nightfall web series or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And it's because they advertised it before movies, and I would see it.
Yeah.
I mean, he has an intimidating look. Like, he looks like he could be a good Luke Cage. I just don't know how his acting is.
And Luke Cage is a cool hero. I think it'd be interesting to see his show as well. I'm really excited for Iron Fist, though.
Yeah. That one's probably... Even though I love Daredevil, and I'm really excited for Daredevil, I'm most curious about Iron Fist.
Yeah. And, like I told you before, like, I really want Keanu Reeves to be Iron Fist.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
It won't happen.
It won't happen. Now, he's too on that swing now.
Or if they at least got him to be the one, like, directing it and all that.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Because, like, with his camera and all that, like, it'd be cool to have a martial arts-based superhero that has, like, that kind of shooting style.
Oh, for sure.
Like he did with the Man of Tai Chi.
Yeah, I completely agree.
And that's eventually going to come into, like, a Defenders thing when they join up, right?
Yeah. I'm curious to see what kind of villains they have.
I am, too.
As far as who the Defenders are fighting.
Yeah.
Marvel's got a lot going on, though.
They always do.
They always do. Doctor Strange. Benedict Cumberbatch is official as Doctor Strange.
And they're working on casting the Ancient One, which is like Doctor Strange's mentor.
Yeah. Yeah, the people rumored are Bill Nighy, Morgan Freeman, and Ken Watanabe.
And I would really prefer the first and the last.
Yeah, Bill Nighy or Ken Watanabe.
I can't see Morgan Freeman playing a part like that.
Nah, I mean, he's got that voice. I mean, whatever. His voice, whatever. I want to see Bill Nighy do it.
I do too. That's who I would really like.
But Ken Watanabe kind of makes the most sense. Do it to his, like, heritage and stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
Say. I mean. Yeah.
But Bill Nighy has like that almighty Ancient One presence to him.
Yeah, and I just really like him.
Yeah.
So, but either way, I'm excited.
I'm cool. It's cool that casting's getting underway for that, and they're starting to get things going with it. I'm really excited to see it. Doctor Strange has always been like one of my favorite characters.
He's one of the, and he's so much different than what we've seen so far, and which we will see more things like him with Scarlet Witch and Avengers 2, but but again,
we haven't seen like the magic realm of Marvel yet. It's cool that they're like slowly opening up new areas for us.
Yeah, exactly. I'm stoked.
So as we all know, recently Sony got hacked by North Korea.
Yeah, that's a very big deal with the interview being canceled and stuff. And we've seen like personal emails from people trashing celebrities, and we've seen tidbits from different movie pitches and
and stuff like that people aren't supposed to know yet.
Yeah, and we won't go into too much detail because that's such a big deal.
But there's three of them that I found really cool.
Yeah,
and Justin did as well.
Of course, like for example, like possible Jump Street Men in Black crossover.
It sounds completely ridiculous.
Yeah, the movie lover in me that just likes fun movies is kind of excited by the idea, but the part of me, the nostalgic kidding me? Is like, no, leave Men in Black alone. Don't ruin it by putting Channing Tatum in there.
It sounds like an idea that we would think of.
Yeah, just something ridiculous. But it was only a pitch. It's not like they. I mean, maybe they are developing into it. We don't really know. But it was just kind of one of the ideas.
Like I just can't see Ice Cube talking to Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum like, all right, so this time, got a new job for you guys. There's some drugs going on with the aliens.
Yeah.
We're getting you guys in at the Men in Black.
maybe Nick Offerman or Ice Cube will have been promoted into the Men in Black, and they have Zed's role now.
That would be cool.
That'd be kind of fun.
I could see that.
But I just, we'll see. But I mean, speaking of ruining childhoods, one of the things that was brought up was like, there's like one male role in the new coming Ghostbusters movie, but Channing Tatum doesn't want that. He wants them to make a spin-off so him and Chris Pratt can star in it together. And I would love...
So Channing Tatum's just going to be like, you know what? I want me and Chris Pratt to do a Ghostbusters movie.
Yeah, and
he doesn't have that kind of say.
Somehow, I guess the Russo brothers are involved, and like they wouldn't direct it, but they would produce it.
So they're interested in this?
It seems like they're interested in it. I would love to see Chris Pratt as a Ghostbuster.
I would too.
But if Channing Tatum
I
is a Ghostbuster...
don't want Channing Tatum to be a Ghostbuster.
No, that is the definition of ruined childhood.
Unless he dies.
In the first
30
10 seconds. And okay. You were being generous. Maybe if he's a ghost in one scene and it's like, oh man, Channing Tatum died. Which really we're going to be like laughing at the theater. Ha 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 ha.
He got proton packed.
Yeah, but anyways, I don't want to talk about it anymore. But the bigger thing for us...
My favorite.
Is they did reveal that there have been discussions for SpiderMan to appear in the Marvel Universe. And
Sony is even more hesitant about this now, apparently.
Yeah, because
of all the hacks and stuff.
Which I think they've lost so much money from this, and they have the potential of losing so much money that they should jump into it because
they should give Spider-Man up.
Like they should either sell him back or come to some sort of agreement with Marvel because they're gonna want the money and the publicity, But basically, like Sony wants like a 60-40 creative control thing, but Marvel wants to completely reboot the character, which Sony seemed okay with. But they want...
Marvel wants to get rid of Andrew Garfield and everything.
Yeah, like basically everything of Amazing Spider-Man 2 was setting up will just be fucking...
Those movies don't exist anymore.
Yeah. Which I'm not totally against as much as it's annoying that they would reboot it again so soon. But
they don't want to do an origin story.
Which would be... Yeah, I agree. Like one of the potential storylines was Kraven's Last Hunt.
Yeah. Which would be really cool to see.
I agree. But Sony seemed open to the idea of doing it even with the reboot because they were talking about the different things they could do with it. Like Kraven's Last Hunt and everything, but it seemed like from stuff that I read, it seemed like the talks were fizzling out because Sony didn't want to lose that much creative control to Marvel because Marvel still wanted some creative control, but Sony wanted everything, and they still wanted to do this animated Spider-Man movie with Chris Lord and Phil Miller, and they still want to do their spin-offs, like their Sinister Six and their Spider Lady movie. They still want to do their universe.
Yeah.
And so they don't really want Marvel jumping in too much with that stuff, and they still want Drew Goddard, I guess, to have some sort of involvement. Who he was working on Sinister Six, so I don't know. We'll see. It's still really cool to see that there were talks, and I feel like that being leaked and getting people's excitement up,
it's going to help.
It's going to help a lot. Same with like the Deadpool leaked footage and how we know that contributed to
the Deadpool movie,
which Ryan Reynolds officially signed on for.
Yeah, and that's in 2016.
Yeah, in February of 2016, just in time for Valentine's Day.
We get Deadpool.
Yeah. Be like, hey, honey, let's go see a Ryan Reynolds movie. And then
it's a quirky romantic comedy.
Yeah, which it's not. It's just a quirky superhero movie that's hopefully R-rated.
Yes.
Hardcore. But it's still exciting that he officially signed on to it. But yeah, Marvel.
Exactly. What else is going on?
There's been some more rumors, like little bits of information for Batman vs. Superman. Dawn of Justice, of course. Like, Doomsday is still being rumored as a villain, having a major role. It's gonna, like, the way it takes place is, like, we're gonna see that Bruce Wayne had been in Metropolis during the Zod fight that destroyed most of Metropolis and stuff. And then so he's helping to try to help rebuild it, and Lex Luthor is searching for metahumans, which is probably why we might see all the other superheroes that are going to pop up.
Yeah.
And Doomsday is going to be involved, and it's going to make Superman want to take the fight elsewhere so he doesn't destroy people, and, again. But also, rumors that a certain popular character will not be alive.
That's right. Which it breaks my heart that they would even do that.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, he's my favorite character in the entire Batman
Oh
universe.
yeah, he's awesome, and I feel like, I don't know, it's just, it's apparently going to take place. The rumor is that we're going to see Batman in this movie, which is 17 years into being Batman.
Yeah.
But James Gordon might not be alive. There's rumors that there's a scene that takes place, like where they're at a plaque that was like dedicated to him or whatever, like in memory of Jim Gordon. Which is kind of a bummer, but it makes sense why we haven't seen any casting rumors for that.
I wonder if that means we'll have Oracle.
Oh, maybe that would make sense.
That would be cool.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. I wouldn't mind that. Maybe that was a role Emily Blunt was rumored for, you know, because back there for a while her name was had come up.
Yeah.
For appearing, but
I would be okay with that.
Yeah, I want her to be more of a superhero. I want her to be like Miss Marvel or something, but
yeah,
you know, but still, it's kind of interesting. But James Gordon is such a big character in the universe.
Right.
I don't want to see him dead. Like,
no,
I was really excited to see who they'd cast for him.
Yeah, I was too.
So
that's kind of hurtful.
I know, it's kind of but DC, man, you know
they're weird.
They're weird. We'll see.
And
Suicide Squad.
I was gonna say they have the Suicide Squad. We have the full lineup for that. It's star packed.
Oh yeah, surprisingly, but I think that it's DC's Guardians of the Galaxy is what they're hoping for.
Yeah. Which we know we have Jared Leto as the Joker.
Yeah, which one of the things they rumored for Batman vs Superman was that they know of the Joker's existence, but he won't be in the movie.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean he won't be in the future movies, but
I think Jared Leto will be a good Joker. I just think it's too soon to do the Joker again.
Yeah.
But they have cast Harley Quinn.
Yeah, Margot Robbie.
She'd be a sexy Harley Quinn.
Mm-hmm.
We have Will Smith in it
as Deadshot, which I'm sure he'll be Will Smithy.
Which I feel like the most random out of all of the ones on there.
Yeah.
We have who else? Jai Courtney.
Yeah.
Which we know as Bruce Willis' son in Die Hard.
Unfortunately.
And he's playing Captain Boomerang.
Yeah, people hate him, and so I don't know. We'll see. If he can turn us around in the new Terminator movie.
Tom Hardy's going to be in a DC movie again.
Yeah, as Rick Flag.
We just saw him as Bane like
2 years ago. And now he's going to be a Batman villain again, which I'm surely he's not going to pop up in a future Batman movie, I would hope.
Yeah.
But it's still like in the DC universe and stuff. I don't know. It bugs me. I don't like it.
And who are the others? I can't remember.
I don't know how to pronounce this actual girl's name, but Cara Delevingne is playing Enchantress, and then Viola Davis is possibly going to be Amanda Waller, who's like the person who gets the Suicide Squad together or whatever.
Okay.
Which apparently they wanted Oprah Winfrey for, and didn't. I guess they didn't get her. But
That's not surprising.
Viola Davis and Octavia Spencer were also ones that they wanted, and
she would have been good.
Yeah, but I like Viola Davis. But they said that the only thing standing in her way is that her show that she has right now is really popular.
Okay.
So they might have to work on her schedule, but I don't know. I'm excited about it for sure because
it'll be interesting.
It's an extremely exciting property to adapt, and the cast is great. It's just the Joker's not part of Suicide Squad.
No,
they're obviously just throwing him in because he's the Joker.
Because it's ran by Deadshot, right?
Yeah, Deadshot's like the leader. Really, the Joker is my biggest hesitation because unless they find a happy medium between the Heath Ledger Joker and Jack Nicholson, I don't know.
Or maybe he'll just have his own Joker.
Yeah.
Yes,
I just don't want it to be. I'm afraid it's going to be too similar to Heath Ledger.
I wish that if they would have got anyone to be a Joker, they would have just got Mark Hamill.
Yeah, just why not? It'd be different. He'd be old. It makes sense if Batman's been in Batman for 17 years.
Yeah.
The Joker could be old.
Joker could be old, and Mark Hamill already has a classic Joker that you know and love if you've played the Arkham games or even watched the old animated series.
Yeah, exactly.
We have some Star Trek news.
Star Trek.
They're getting a new director.
Yeah, Robert Orci has been...
He left.
He's shoved out. He's been writing it, and he's still going to have some sort of involvement, but he wrote the other movies. People didn't like that they had him as a director because a lot of people don't like him as a writer, which I kind of agree. He isn't.
And they asked Abrams, and he said he wasn't going to it. He made a list.
Yeah, the people they're looking at are Rupert Wyatt, who just did The Gambler and Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Morton Tyldum from The Imitation Game, Daniel Espinosa that did Safe House, Justin Lin who did the last few Fast and Furious movies, and then they mentioned Duncan Jones, but Duncan Jones said he wasn't actually going to do it. He wants to do something of his own after Warcraft, which makes sense, but it's kind of a random assortment.
It is.
I could see them being interested in Justin Lin because
that's the one I'm leaning more towards.
Really, because he totally revamped the Fast and Furious franchise, and I'm sure it carries a lot of weight right now in Hollywood.
Yeah,
his name comes up for a lot of stuff. The one. of that list, I would rather do it as Rupert Wyatt, actually, who did Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, which was a great movie.
Yeah, but I just think Edgar Wright.
That would be amazing.
When they first reported that Robert Orci was pushed out or whatever, Edgar Wright's name was in there, like, oh, is he being considered? But...
And he would do a great job at it.
Yeah, after not being able to do Ant-Man, he should come out with Star... I think doing Star Trek would be...
A great move for him.
A great move for him, and especially like almost like an FU to Marvel in a way, because he's like, I'll just do this major project and make it awesome.
And he's good in with Simon Pegg.
It makes sense.
Okay, so I have a question before we end.
Okay.
There's been several superheroes that have had movies made about them.
Yes, there has.
There's been several that haven't.
That's true.
So out of all the superheroes that have never had movie adaptations made, who would you like to see?
Like that we haven't seen in anything at all? Like,
yeah.
Is Deadpool, saying Deadpool, is that cheating?
Yeah, you can't say Deadpool because he's getting one made.
Because he's getting one, and...
Like, it's one that no one has lined up. It doesn't even have to be a Marvel or DC, but it probably will be. Like, no Punisher, no Blade, because they've had some in the past.
That's tough. That's really hard, actually, because there's been so many things that are coming up and being thrown out there.
I have two.
Okay, tell me yours first.
One of them would be just a straight Nova film.
Okay.
Because we got introduced to the Nova Corps and all that in Guardians of the Galaxy.
But the Nova character, not the Nova...
Yeah, but we haven't seen the Nova character.
Okay.
And I think the old classic Nova character is a really cool like guy. And the other one would be Moon Knight.
I don't know Moon Knight.
It's a Marvel character. He's kind of crazy, like schizophrenic.
Uh-huh.
So he has superpowers and stuff, but his powers he might not actually have. They could just be in his head because he's crazy.
Oh, that's interesting.
Like there's one story arc where it's like him, SpiderMan, Doctor Strange, and a whole bunch of people like team up to go and fight this thing. Mm-hmm. And then in the last issue, you find out that he's just sitting there in his room imagining all of it.
Oh.
So none of it actually happened.
That's kind of cool.
But he's a superhero.
Okay. That'd be a really fun one.
Yeah.
Plastic Man.
Plastic Man?
Played by Jim Carrey.
I could see that.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
Yeah. It'd be ridiculous.
It would.
But, that's who I'm going to say.
Okay.
My vote. Actually, I don't really want to see a Plastic Man movie. It seems completely unnecessary. We've got Fantastic Four coming out, and that's going to be bad enough, probably.
Squirrel Girl.
Squirrel Girl.
And team-wise, I really want to see the Thunderbolts.
Yeah, like the Deadpool, Punisher.
Not even necessarily that one. Just any like string of the Thunderbolts. Mm-hmm. I would mainly like to see the ones where it's actually the incarcerated criminals, like they're doing with the Suicide Squad.
Oh right.
But now they'd be like, oh, Marvel's copying.
Yeah. Yeah, which is what would happen.
Yeah.
Man, that's a good point. What character would you guys like to see made into a movie? Good answer.
Thanks for watching. Guys. This has been our season finale of
we'll be back.
Nerd Talk. We'll be back with an all-new Nerd Talk Studios next season.
Next season. Keep an eye out.